Thursday, hope and despair. But God will never forget the needy. The hope of the afflicted will never perish. Psalm 9:18. I often tell people hope is dangerous. Hope is an easy word to toss around. Hold on to hope. Don't lose hope. There's always hope. For many, it gets lost in the cacophony of trite spiritual phrases they're tired of hearing. I also cringe when I hear hope misused, but readily admit it's still one of my favorite words. My friends have teased me about it for years, but they also know that I have never had a happy clappy hope, that everything happens for a reason, or everything works out in the end, or our hope is in heaven. This hope I hold is the deepest kind, convincing me that in the middle of the darkest night, the most extreme despair, the worst of the worst, there's also a fuel that keeps us going, that life is worth living, that humans can hold profound suffering and sustaining resilience at the same time. That in the words of the psalmist, the hope of the poor shall not perish forever. I love what Anne Lamott says. Hope is not about proving anything. It's about choosing to believe this one thing, that love is bigger than any grim, bleak shit anyone can throw at us. Hope is vulnerable, yet it can exist in the middle of despair, because hope doesn't mean that everything turns out the way we want, and that we're exempt from pain, that we won't suffer, or that we won't ache in every part of our bones for the rest of our lives, that mental illness will be healed, that chronic pain will disappear, that we'll get that job we really want, that our family will stop being so dysfunctional, that our candidate will win, or that everything will smooth out over time. At the Refuge, I encourage us all to remember that hope is a precious commodity, and we need to notice, call out, draw out, celebrate, cling to, and do anything we possibly can to remember it. To celebrate hope where we see it, no matter how big or small. To not be afraid of it. There are some places I'm seeing hope right now in the middle of so much churn, despair, struggle, loss, confusion, and division. And people surviving hard things as I am. In protests with advocates and activists fighting for justice and change. In my kids who, despite suffering the loss of their brother, are deeply dedicated to keep living and dreaming and working towards social change, even though they're hurting. In Jared's friends who are committed to doing their own healing and grieving, and intend to continue his legacy, carrying on his call that we can't change the world, but we can change someone's world. In my Refuge friends who are struggling in so many ways yet care for one another, serve in our community, and keep moving forward even when they're tired. In the truth that hope can live alongside despair. Where are you seeing hope right now?